guys, or afternoon I should say. So, we're in the middle of switching out barrels. I decided not to leave this open like this with a net on it. So I can see some stuff is actually getting in it a little bit, even past the little net. And this is gonna be our drinking water, potable water, so the good and shower water. So I got it, right now I got a Drummond pump, this is from Harbor Freight. And it's filtering everything through. It's running through an RV filter, and then we're putting it right into this barrel, which is going to be sealed off.
Yeah. So
nothing will get into it. It'll be good to go.
And our filter is getting all this crap out. I'm making sure, and there's nothing in here. So all this stuff that's on top and that's in the middle, luckily, is not getting transferred into this one. The filter is actually catching it.
Yeah. So that's good news. So we're using the All Powers. That's powering this pump. This I got from Harbor Freight. It's a pretty powerful pump. You can see it comes through all this line, which is pretty good, and we can attach more line if we need it. I apologize for the generator noise.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's real hot. Again, what else is new? Figures now that I set up my rainwater catchment system, it's not gonna rain for the next like 5 days. So, I don't know. But we're taking care of this right now. That way I know this will be good. I don't know what I'm going to use this bucket for. Might use it for plants or some kind of potato bin or something.
Because with the stuff that's on top, yeah, it's going into the RV, so yeah, that's not good. But for plants and whatever else, this won't matter.
Yeah, this did not do.
Having on top of it.
There's so many tiny, even tinier things that fit through this. I was kind of hoping it would catch more. Like you could see it caught, you know, the bigger stuff, but the little pollen stuff like that. And somebody brought up a great point. I didn't want, since this is open, I don't want bacteria growing in this, of course, because we use it for our potable water. Now, if we use it for the shower water, it's not too big of a deal. Plus, it's getting filtered again. But anything that we use for cooking and stuff, it always gets boiled anyway. So even if there was the slightest bit of bacteria in here, it would always get boiled out anyway. But I'm gonna let this fill up, and I'll get back with you guys once it's done. It's actually pumping really quick. We've only been pumping for about a minute, and I'd say we already pumped probably a third of this bucket. So it's a fast pump. All right, so got that barrel all transferred over, refiltered all the water, came out nice and clean. We also topped off the fresh water on the RV tank, so we are good to go. Now with this one, I pretty much had the same concerns slightly, except this barrel is not going to be for drinking water. This is going to be for like plants or I guess emergency water. If we really did have to filter it, we could and boil it. But I put I don't know if you can see it, but it's in there. It's right in this area. I put a mesh screen right there. That way anything that comes off and runs down, if it's like leaves or these pine needles love to get on the roof. I'm sure you can see a couple. But they come down, it'll get trapped up in there, and every now and then I'll have to clean it. I know they make things called flush diverters where it'll build up and it'll kind of dump it off to the side first, and then you can have your water come down. I don't have that yet, so that might be something we could do in the future. But for now, this is definitely going to work. Cut this out. I used some seam tape. It kind of looks a little rough, but it's going to work. Fully functional. It's going to keep all the bugs out and all the debris. Just took a Sharpie marker right here and traced around it. Took a jigsaw, cut it out, stuck it in there, and then seam taped around it. And that should be good to go. And then when we want to access it, I simply, because there was another one of these over here, I cut that one out. But I left this one right in the front. That way we can easily get in there if we have to. Could stick a hose to pull some water out, whatever we got to do. Eventually, I'm probably going to put this on like 2 or 3 cinder blocks. Actually, I don't know, because I wanted to put a spigot on this, but you really can't put a spigot unless you have access from the inside to bolt it on. So I don't know, I might just have to stick with the hose for now, unless I ever swap this barrel out for a barrel with a screw lid. Then I can get in there, install the spigot, and then close this back up. But this looks good for now. Great upgrade, super happy with that. Doing everything kind of on a budget, you know, so it works out really well. All right, day 2 of this vlog, checking in with you guys. Got some garbage burning over here. Just makes, because we don't have garbage service at this property, so, I mean, we can, but I don't pay for it because the cardboard and anything paper we burn, and then the rest I just throw in the car and we drop it off when we get gas somewhere or something. But went out today, took the dogs for a ride for the first time in the car. I don't know, they don't sit still very much. Cody's okay, he'll bundle up, but Milo tends to go back and forth. He gets all worked up, and I don't know, it's just not really pleasant. Anyway, stopped off.
Free nuggets though.
Yeah, oh yeah, the lady at Wendy's.
Well, that's not even free because they didn't give me mine. So.
Yeah, the lady at Wendy's saw Milo and she gave him like a chicken nugget pop cup kind of thing. But then they ended up getting Sam's nuggets, so kind of like, I guess.
I gave them my nuggets.
Yeah, pretty much. So stopped off at a dumpster today. Just took a quick peek and found all these sodas. They were in the box. You can see a couple have burst tops. They're not burst, but they're pushed out, so it's probably dropped or something, but they're still good. Almost all of them have good tops. But we'll try those. Those were all free. Also found a mint jug of water, which when you're off grid, every drop of water counts, so I will take it. So now that we're here and we're set up and we're nice and comfy, I try not to go out too much. You know, like if it's nice here, it's peaceful. I don't have to deal with people. You know, so I try not, like I said, I try not to leave. So everything, if it's possible for me to get it delivered, I get it delivered. So like for food, we can get Kroger delivered, and anything Walmart, you can get shipped right to your house. I think it's next day. Yeah, next day.
Yeah, FedEx wants to deliver it to you.
Yeah, you're right. So yesterday, FedEx attempted to deliver my package, and they said that my business or house, whatever, was unavailable. Well, I've been here the whole day, and I've gotten tons of packages delivered here.
FedEx didn't even drive off by the roads. I have a feeling we were the only person in this area. Yeah. And he didn't want to deal with that. Right. So maybe I was too far out for him. But he ended up coming today, thankfully. And I got 2 5-quart jugs of oil. Now, Supertech's actually a really good oil. It's made by the Warren Company, who makes many other high-end oils. This stuff's actually really good. I've used this in quite a few things, including the generator and cars and trucks and vans we've had, so I haven't had an issue with it. The nice thing about this is full synthetic, a 5-quart jug is $20. The other nice thing is the RV and the car both take the same exact oil weight. So 5W20, the RV takes 6 quarts and the car takes 4 quarts. So it's pretty much perfect. You buy 2 jugs and we can top off everything and then be good to go. So the car doesn't need an oil change for a while. The RV is good for probably a while. I'm probably going to do it before we leave for Jersey when we go up there, because it's a long trip and I'm towing the car all the way up now and back. So I want to make sure all the fluids are topped off, everything is mint. I'm also going to be dumping that water. If you guys remember, on the way down from Jersey, the coolant hose busted on me. I didn't bust, it fell off. I guess the clamp around it was just too loose and it just literally fell off. There was nothing wrong with it except for it being loose. So I didn't have coolant on me, so I just filled it up with water. So I ended up buying a whole bunch of concentrated coolant, and I'm going to do that on the property. We'll dump all that water out and do the mix and put coolant in. So yeah, anyway, I want to go inside and show you guys something real quick. I think it'll be super helpful for quite a few different applications, so let's head on inside. Alright, so now that we're back inside, I wanted to show you guys this. This has been a game changer for us as far as, you know, prepping more food storage and just being able to carry more food on board the RV. You know, because these RV fridges are quite small. The issue is there are so many components on the back of the RV between the propane side and the electric side that it takes up so much room that you lose quite a bit of interior fridge space. So in order to combat that, they push the back end of the fridge quite a bit up. That way they could fit everything in. So another way to get around that, or at least for us, is this cooler. Now, for those of you who are kind of new to this channel, we used to be van lifers, even though I don't really like that term too much, but we used to be van lifers in a conversion van. And, you know, obviously you don't have a ton of room, so space kind of matters. This is a Alpicool T60 12 volt, plus you can use it with a wall adapter, which I'm using right now. Fridge and freezer combo. So I actually just broke mine, the 12 volt DC plug, so I just picked up a new one from Amazon. This was 20 bucks. This plugs into the DC outlet either through a power station like that All Powers, or you could use a Jackery or your car's DC or cigarette outlet.
And you can keep food in your fridge and freezer or freezer. You can set this to either a fridge or freezer temperature, or it has dual compressors, so you can split it half and half, make one part of fridge, one part of freezer, which is fantastic. However, right now I'm using the whole thing as a fridge because we just don't have that much frozen stuff, and everything that we have frozen fits in the RV's freezer itself. So the nice thing about these, now this is the older model. This one is about, I don't know, I want to say 3 or 4 years old, and it works great. So I don't know if the newer one looks very much different. I'm going to put a link down below to it, and you guys can check it out. But here is the control panel. Now, being that I'm using it just solely as a fridge, right now it's only showing one climate control. If you're going to use it as a fridge and a freezer, both of these sections will light up, and you can adjust each temperature, plus and minus, up and down, obviously. And you can set it to Fahrenheit or Celsius, whichever you need. Now, the other nice thing about this too is it does come with a app, so you can download the Alpicool app to your phone, connect this via Bluetooth, and you can control and monitor all your temperatures via that app. You don't have to get up, you don't have to go near it, and you can just keep an eye on it, make sure everything is working and staying the temperature you need to. Also has a super handy USB outlet, so you can charge your phone, GoPro, you know, whatever you need. So it has a cooling fan on this side and one on this side. It does make a little bit of noise. It's not very, very loud, but you can definitely hear the compressor kick on. But you kind of just, the longer you have these, they tend to like just, I don't know, you just don't notice it, I guess, as much is what I'm trying to say. On the inside, nice thermal insulated top, keep everything cold, all the insides. On the inside, I have, now you can see this, I don't have it in right now, but there is a big plastic divider that can go in the middle, and this will be your freezer and this will be your fridge. Now, both compressors are on this side, so you do lose a little bit of fridge space or freezer space, whichever you zone this one as. So you can see the floor is a lot more shallow there than it is there. It's quite a bit deeper. But it keeps everything super cold. You know, right now the temperature is at 38. I got a whole bunch of eggs that we dumpster dived. We picked up like, man, I ate quite a few of them already, but we picked up like 10 or 12 dozen eggs. So that was sweet. And I just don't have enough room in the RV fridge for them. So they stay in here. Got some Gatorades in here, got some coffees. And it works great. Now, when this is running, let's see. This is the only thing, I'm using an extension cord right now. This is the only thing I got in right now. Okay, so the compressor isn't on at the moment, so it's only pulling 1 watt. However, when the compressor is on, I think this one pulls about 50 watts or 40, maybe 40. I think it's 40. When the compressor is on through the 12 volt brick. Now, when you have it through the DC outlet, it uses quite a bit less. So if you're a power conservative, you're running on solar, whatever the case is, you're running on a battery bank. When you use the 12 volt plug, it uses like 10 or 15 watts less. So definitely something to consider. But it's really nice that you can have both. Like I said, when we're running the generator, it doesn't really matter too much. We just plug it into a wall outlet and you can use however much it needs. And then when we hit the road, we either plug it into there, or we can plug it into the RV's DC outlet and keep all this stuff nice and cold. It's a little bit big. It's probably, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide by maybe 1.5 foot deep, and maybe I don't know, 2.5 feet. I'm gonna put a link. You guys can check out all the dimensions, the weight, how much this holds. It's a 60 quart cooler. Actually, I think it's 63 quarts. But again, I'm gonna put a link down below. You guys can check it out. But this is a really good option to have. You know, if you find a lot of meat, you go hunting, whatever the case is, and you need something to store it all in, this is a really sweet option. Anyway, guys, it is nice being back inside. It's just another really hot day, and the mosquitoes, it hasn't rained in like 3 or 4 days now, but the mosquitoes seem to be way worse now than when it rains. I don't get it. And I try not to keep loading us up with that DEET spray because it's not exactly great for you. But man, if you don't spray it, you get attacked. So once the sun starts coming down, we run inside. Even though at night it's nice to sit outside because it's finally cooler and the sun isn't beaming on us. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.